Egypt has always been more than just sand and stone. It is a land where myths blend into reality, and ruins still whisper to those who listen. Imagine standing before the pyramids at Giza. Monuments so massive, so perfectly aligned, that even modern engineers pause in wonder. These structures are not simply piles of stone. They are encoded with mathematics, astronomy, and an obsession with eternity. Every block seems placed with purpose, and every angle points toward something greater than human ambition. But what lies behind this perfection? Some say the answer is simple: skill, labor, and time. Others suggest we have only scratched the surface, that Egypt's achievements may carry meanings we have yet to grasp. The forbidden history is not about secret conspiracies hidden away, but about mysteries so profound that science, even today, struggles to give them closure. Why were tombs decorated with entire maps of the night sky? How could granite blocks weighing dozens of tons be moved with precision still envied by modern construction? Even the very landscape of Egypt seems designed to provoke questions. The Nile divides desert into life and emptiness, while the monuments rise like signals to the heavens. The Sphinx, with its gaze fixed toward the east, embodies both silence and riddles. This mixture of power, symbolism, and enigma is what keeps Egypt alive in global memory. The ancient people who built these wonders did not see themselves as separate from eternity. To them, building in stone was the same as writing into the fabric of the universe. This is where our journey begins, with questions older than written history, with structures that continue to challenge our understanding, and with stories that refuse to fade. Egypt is not just studied. Egypt is experienced, and once it captures you, it never lets go. To grasp Egypt's mysteries, we must first step into its everyday world. The Nile, stretching over 6,600 kilometers, was more than a river. It was the very heartbeat of civilization. Each year, its predictable flood transformed barren soil into fertile land. Farmers greeted the waters not with fear but with gratitude. This annual rhythm gave Egypt stability, and stability allowed time for art, architecture, and myth-making. The valley was alive with movement. Peasants working the fields, scribes counting grain, craftsmen chiseling limestone. Yet in this busy world, religion was never separate from labor. When farmers planted wheat, they were imitating Osiris rising again. When the sun appeared over the horizon, it was not simply a star. It was Ra, triumphant once more after his nightly battle with chaos. In every action, from irrigation to harvest, the divine was present. This worldview shaped architecture. Temples were not just places of worship. They were models of the universe. The floor represented the earth, the columns were carved to resemble papyrus and lotus plants, and the ceiling was painted with stars. Entering a temple was like entering creation itself. Tombs followed the same logic. A king's final resting place mirrored the cosmos, so that his spirit would be reborn endlessly. The people of Egypt also lived by Ma'at, a concept of truth, justice, and cosmic balance. This principle guided kings and commoners alike. To break Ma'at was to invite chaos, while living within it meant harmony. This is why even legal disputes and daily markets reflected cosmic values. Egypt was not simply a state, it was a living philosophy. Egyptian myths were not bedtime stories. They were codes of survival, cultural memory, and guides to eternity. Take the saga of Osiris, a god-king betrayed and murdered by his jealous brother Set, cut into pieces, and scattered across the land. Isis, his devoted wife, searched tirelessly, reassembling his body, and with divine magic restored him. Their son Horus grew to avenge his father, battling Set in trials that mirrored the struggles of kingship itself. This myth shaped Egyptian thought on life and death. Osiris became lord of the underworld, the judge of souls. For ordinary Egyptians, to live righteously meant to join Osiris in resurrection. For kings, the myth justified their rule as descendants of Horus. The story was both political and personal, myth and manual. Other gods added layers. Ra, the sun, traveled daily across the sky, only to face Apophis, the serpent of chaos, each night. His victory at dawn was humanity's hope that order still prevailed. Thoth, god of wisdom, was believed to record every action, bridging divine law with human knowledge. Ma'at embodied truth itself, a feather that weighed the hearts of the dead. Each myth reinforced the idea that the cosmos was fragile, always on the edge of chaos, and only through balance could it endure. These tales explain why Egypt invested so heavily in ritual. Festivals reenacted divine battles, temples preserved cosmic harmony, and even amulets were inscribed with spells to secure safety. Religion was not belief alone, it was action, repetition, and the constant effort to hold chaos at bay. Despite centuries of archaeology, Egypt resists complete explanation. The Great Pyramid of Khufu aligns with the 4 cardinal points more precisely than many modern buildings. Its base is nearly a perfect square, deviating by only centimeters. Such accuracy raises questions. Did Egyptians rely purely on observation, or did they possess mathematical tools now lost to us? The Sphinx presents another puzzle. Geological studies suggest its body shows signs of erosion by heavy rain, which could mean it was carved far earlier than dynastic Egypt. If true, this would push its origins into a forgotten age. Mainstream scholars debate this fiercely, but the question remains: what stories did the ancients intend the Sphinx to guard? Medicine also reveals complexity. The Edwin Smith papyrus describes head injuries, spinal fractures, and diagnostic methods that feel strikingly modern. While treatments still involved ritual prayers, the precision of observation suggests real medical practice. Was this early science hidden inside religious frameworks? Astronomy adds another layer. The Temple of Dendera contains the famous zodiac ceiling, mapping stars and constellations. Though interpretations vary, the chart demonstrates deep interest in celestial order. This echoes the star-painted tombs, a reminder that Egyptians did not separate myth from observation. The cosmos was both spiritual and measurable. These examples show why Egypt fascinates. Its achievements seem at once understandable and impossible, blending practicality with mystery. Egypt's influence never vanished. Greek philosophers studied in its temples, Roman emperors admired its monuments, and Christian monks preserved fragments of its wisdom. Even today, echoes remain everywhere. The obelisks of Egypt rise in Paris, London, and Rome. Hollywood films retell the myths, while video games let players wander through digital versions of ancient cities. Symbols like the Eye of Horus or the scarab appear on jewelry and tattoos, carrying millennia-old meanings into modern fashion. But Egypt's legacy is deeper than pop culture. It represents humanity's enduring dialogue with time. The Egyptians were obsessed with eternity, and in their obsession, they achieved it. Their monuments force us to ask, how much can a civilization preserve, and how much do we forget? Their myths remind us that truth can be more than fact. It can be a story that holds a people together. The forbidden history of Egypt is not about secrets locked away. It is about realizing that knowledge and mystery can coexist. Some answers remain beyond reach, and perhaps that is what makes Egypt eternal. Its silence is not emptiness, but invitation. It invites us to wonder, to search, and to keep alive the questions that make us human.